Hello, wild souls. This is Jessica Colon in Soulrich Radio, a channel for deep talks and soul food. I'm so grateful to be here. And today will actually be a bit intimate. I'll be talking about sexual energy and Tantra, my favorite subject. And I just honestly think that this is important because when we're young or even now in adulthood, we're not really taught about this subject. And definitely not the way that we should. And it's just so essential in a time like today because we're running on unconscious stories and fuel. And we all know how amazing an orgasm feels, but most of us, we're not aware about the science of what is actually happening and the power that it can actually do for us. So once upon a time, way back when, there were great seminaries upon the earth where great masters will teach children what to do with their semens in their seminaries in order to advance in their spiritual path. And they were told that semen comes from chrism, the cerebral spinal nervous fluid. And they were taught that you can use those fluids to recycle instead of ejaculating them. And those materials will actually rebuild, nourish, generate, and transform the nervous system. So in a process of time, you're able to generate a 13th cranial nerve, which are nerves that connect to your head, your neck, and your trunk. And it connects you overall to your entire body, your senses. That's how you have muscle memory. And by generating this, you literally become like a Christ-like immortal, all through sex. The white tantric right-hand part. And of course, with a loving, loyal, faithful partner that's also devoted to the science of regeneration and ascension. And this can also be achieved through self-love, pleasure, masturbation. But this is a story in all the Gospels. And as Jesus said, to be born again, you must lift up the serpent of the Kundalini, through all the chakras. And you must lift up the son of man, the chrism. And if you ejaculate, you lose your chrism, meaning you lose your charisma. So you see, these prostitutes, they don't have charisma. They have plenty of lust. On the left-hand part, porn, lustful sex, depletes the nervous system. And that's why they die with all kinds of diseases and electromagnetic debilitations, because their liver becomes cancerous. They become acidic with venereal diseases, and all due to ejaculation. So that energy is supposed to go in and up, never in and down, unless it's to create a baby. Then you're creating life. Sex is always creating, whether it's a human, a desire, a spiritual realization. And in our society, not only do they not teach us about the truth of our ancestral knowledge and our disconnect with the divine, but they also teach us to kill ourselves through promiscuous, degraded sex. But sex is a divine gift, only when used and not misused. A knife is a divine gift from the gods, but many knives have caused so much harm to the world. So be careful how you use this double-edged knife, because sex is a double-edged force to the world. It will kill you or help you. It's literally your choice. And there's white tantra and black tantra. There's more, but those are the ones that I'm the most familiar with. If you practice white tantra, you're clean of all egotistical desires, anger, lust, envy. And beings who practice black tantra are entangled in the frequencies of lust, anger, greed, pride. So sexual union actually provides like a continuum of energy that can never be duplicated. This is why people who mispractice it or abandon the white tantric part, they miss out on their own spiritual realizations. This is God's divine energy, but because it brings temptations, it's always been forbidden. But truly, it can alter and transform your consciousness. It aligns you to the path of your enlightenment. And Tantra as a whole is all about embracing the complete being and expression of who you are in order to feel whole without separating your ego and your inner and outer aspects. It's such a powerful ritual. And it actually liberates the suppressed parts of your being, which lay in your subconscious, in the deepest, most sensual and sexual sphere. And then there's those who practice gray tantra, which are celibates who are wasting opportunities to transcend because they're just stagnant. They're disciplined, but they're not ascending or descending. They're just hanging around, like being in the limbo. But we can actually have energetic orgasms through meditation, literally from moving the energy up. Whenever you feel an intense emotion, whether you're really happy, really sad, really angry, or really horny, just meditate on it. The effects will be so much more amplified. You will literally be in a trance. And try to get in the habit of this, because our society is truly so primal and physical. We need the highest vibrator and the highest friction, more hardcore, intense porn. And that's because we've been so desensitized that it's hard to feel anything. When we actually relax the nervous system, it allows for the energy to flow through us. And that's why when we're in nature, it feels like we're high, literally like we're blasted. It's the frequency, it's the orgasmic frequency. And yeah, it's a great feeling. And it's because we're out of the mind. So how can we live a life like that? And that's Tantra. It's just a way of living. It's a way of being. How do we relate to life? I once did yoga in Wynwood, and when I left, there was a gypsy market, and people were doing tarot readings and chakra readings, so I decided to do a chakra reading. The Reiki healer, he put me in a meditative state, and he started feeling out the energy through my energy wheels, my chakras. And when he was done, he wrote down the results, and what he told me was, starting from my crown was super activated. I was connected to source. My third eye was balanced as well. My throat, he actually said that it needed more work. And I swear to God, that was right before I did my podcast, and I was thinking of doing it. And the moment he told me that, I was like, damn, this is the sign. This is a confirmation. And as he was going down, he said my solar was okay. But he said that my sacral and my root, they needed more work. And I asked him, like, okay, what do I do? Like, what am I lacking? And he told me, when you have an orgasm, do you just release the energy? And I told him, yeah, I mean, isn't that how it's supposed to be? And he told me, no, actually, you're releasing your divine energy. You can actually use that energy for your brain to go to you. And I asked him how. So he told me, right before you're about to orgasm, just clench your vagina lips, kind of like if you're holding a piss, and just feel that energy go inwards. And I told him, I'm like, wow, that's so interesting. I'm definitely going to try it. But then I thought about it, and I'm like, but wait, I'm supposed to be thinking of like unconditional love, right? And he's like, yes. But I told him, I'm like, oh, but that doesn't really turn me on, you know? I mean, in the moment of an orgasm, I'm not thinking about unconditional love. And he told me, he was like, just, if you want to attract a penthouse, pretend you're having sex in that penthouse and visualize it, feel it, and then do the practice I told you. And I literally did it that day. I started practicing Tantra, and man, it really is sensational. It puts you in a whole other frequency, in a trance. I mean, wow, a lot of people are not aware of this, and this is why I wanted to make this episode, because it's so important. And a lot of women and men, they can't concentrate on the thing they want to orgasm when they're about to have one. So in that case, just set the intention before, or even before you masturbate. Just journal it down and have that awareness there, and just explore around that energy. Because like that, you subconsciously bring that desire to your vortex, and that's a way to work with that energy. You're creating a ripple effect, and you're shooting out what you want. And like this, you're really putting it on that vision board. You're making it critical. And the Reiki practitioner, he told me that the majority of women have unbalanced root and sacral chakras. The root is the chakra that's linked to our connection to earth and our carnal desires. So the guilt that we feel after, that is the second chakra. That's the sacral. So by bringing that orgasm inwards, you're recycling that energy back to you instead of feeding it off to demons and the demons of the porn stars and the porn site. You are giving it to a black screen. And when you are in this low vibration, the entities will feed off you because you're easily manipulated. So try to engage in loving foreplay. Guys, truly stay active. This activates the root. Anything playful just triggers the root. And this is why dancing on a regular basis is so important. And I'm not even talking about dancing professionally. Everyone is a dancer, literally. But it's just so important to bring that energy, that source energy of your body. Let it just like go around you. It brings us pleasure, you know? Women that have 9-to-5 jobs, they hold that masculine energy. And then when they leave work, they go to the gym and they still carry that masculine energy. But we all, even men, we need to let go and feel our natural body do its own releasing. And this is why those house parties from back in the day, damn, they used to be sensational. Remember? Damn, that feeling was inexplainable. But yeah, guys, we have a root chakra to use it. If not, we will stay stuck in the astral realms, the unseen. And an orgasm is the most powerful energy that we have in our bodies because it's so hyper present and connected. And if we become more present at that moment and feel that connection, we're going to go so far. That tantric energy is coming in strong. And it's the ultimate energy for creation and manifestation. And once we harness it with our partner, it will double our powers and intuition for real. So remember, guys, when you orgasm, you are so aligned. And if you have a strong desire or manifestation, something that you want to receive, it will come to you effortlessly. Think about the first person who created airplanes. He was tapped into that cosmic intelligence from the spiritual realm, and he was able to bring information to the physical. So what you see with these two eyes, it's an illusion. There is so much more happening in the physical realm that you can't even see or imagine. And every action has an effect. It might not happen today, next week, next month, or in the next 10 years, but it's going to happen eventually. This is a spiritual war. So protect your energy because you really have to be in a high vibration. These negative energies, they look for people that are sad, depressed, narcissist, and they feed off your energy. If you have sex with a wounded person, their wounds will imprint in your DNA. And men, you have to retain your seed because it's your ultimate protection. Some females really do have bad energy and it will absolutely drain you. The food you eat, like fast food, processed things, all of this makes a home for these bad energies to change your form of thoughts. And those negative thoughts are not you. The media, the music, these naked women on IG, this is all a programming. And they're subconsciously promoting sex. It's demonic. Not white tantric part, it's the other side. And music nowadays, it vibrates in a frequency that actually gets you horny. They want you to be sex fiends, and they want you to release your semen all the time because they feed off this energy, guys. They harness it, they embody it consciously and unconsciously. So they take advantage of you and they leave you stripped of your money and peace of mind. But understand that you're the soul and you are the awareness that watches your thoughts. Once you realize that, you're good because you don't identify with material things. And people that have no substance simply won't turn you on. And also, by retaining, you're saving your own vitamins and nutrients. Therefore, it even makes your penis grow, fellas. So protect your energy, retain your seed, and eat healthy. When a couple is having loving sex, clairvoyants are actually able to see a white light, like a white aura. And that's because they magnetize to each other. But when you're falling for these carnal partners and you're spilling the seed, these luminous forces, they're replaced by luciferic forces. And this generates jealousy, tears, desperation. From my guy friends that actually do semen retentions, they always tell me that when they don't spill, they accumulate peace, abundance, happiness, power, and love. If you release your seed on a wild temptation scene, then something is feeding off of you. And as long as you're able to control your sexual urges and not let it control you, I'm telling you that miracles will truly happen. So guys, be mindful of this, and I promise that you will have high vibrational experiences and sacred connections. And you actually release pheromones that make more women attracted to you. So it's important to feel safe and supported with who you're having sex with, because the more comfortable you feel, the more intense and the more lasting it will be. And woman, it's wonderful to feel pleasure, and especially from the uterus and the whole womb. The cervix is part of the uterus and it's at the upper end of the vagina. And just a gentle touch can simply sensitize the cervix. So ladies, just remember that your body truly is your temple. It's so sacred. The clitoris is the maiden, it's the innocent one. The G-spot is the wild woman. And the cervix is the priestess. Protect them. Share it with someone that deserves you. Please. This is sacred. And through an orgasm, you're in the frequency of non-resistance. So you're truly like a magnet. And that's why it's so easy to bring what you want in your field. Because remember that the orgasm is the most powerful energy that we have in our bodies. It's a fertilizer for mental and physical creation. Also, you can sense the quality that's coming for you from just the texture and the feeling of the orgasm. Like, what chakra is it coming from? Are you feeling safe and held? Then that's the root. Are you in a bubble of unconditional love? That's the heart. And orgasms can be a tension release. And sometimes you might even get visions. And some females actually tell me that they cry, and not in a bad way. So Tantra takes into account of everything that you are. You could be someone with a lot of sexual energy, greed, anger, ego, creativity. And Tantra will give you a way to channel and transform that energy. Most people only see sexual energy through one lens, the lens of pleasure. And a lot of male and females, they can't relate to the other male and female because of their sexual objectification. They immediately get turned on when they're around them. So Tantra will demand that you see sex in a different point of view. You can't see sex as only pleasure. It's a doorway to higher consciousness. And Tantra will never make you feel addicted. That's not Tantra. It's spiritual disciplined practice. Be disciplined with the complexion of your sexual energy. Don't feed to the hunger of your sexual energy. And your relationship with sex has to evolve with age. It has to mature. Everything has its time, its course, its phase, its level. So the first level is curiosity and erotic innocence. And then as you get older, once you become a teenager, it becomes an urge and you just want to release it to everyone and increase your count and seem cool. And you know what's crazy? That many people, I know so many adults, that they stay at this level. And then those that have been in long relationships or just are not sexualized like that, they turn it into a duty and a chore. And it just stays at the surface level of build up, orgasm, and release. So many people are not aware that sex is something that can actually heighten your consciousness and your spiritual awakening to you and your partner. And to channel that energy to your brain, man, that's discipline. And that's going to bring unimaginable outcomes. It would literally be all the short-term orgasms that you had. Because remember that nothing amazing comes easy and fast. And the mainstream media, they're not going to tell us this because they need sick and disconnected patients. How are they going to make money when everyone is healthy, striving, and luminous? So this is why we should teach our kids to feel their emotions and experience the divine masculine and feminine. They should be disciplined in feeling it truly, because we do need to explore sexuality, see what we like. But we also have to know that eventually we're going to go beyond it at a certain time. Everything will be of quality. And when you're young, you have that gift of releasing and drawing off that energy quickly. But as you get older, that energy stays stuck in you. And it's like eating junk food. When you're young, your immune system immediately fights it. But when you're older, it slows down. So Tantra teaches to witness consciousness. And your abundance is connected to the root energy. It's the energy of death, birth, creativity, and sex. So when you accomplish a creative action or a project that you put so much time, effort, drive, you're using your sexual energy. So don't let the energy go to waste. Build your charisma. Use this knowledge to your best advantage and attract your infinite love, power, and abundance in that sexy plane. So if you resonate with everything that I just said or with some of the things, please share this video so that we can raise consciousness collectively. Thank you for listening. Love you and leave you.